from Cardboard Wars here. I can't seem to speak properly today. It is July 3rd, 2021, and it is the anniversary, the 158th anniversary of the final day of the Battle of Gettysburg. And unfortunately, I have not made it that far yet. I believe Gettysburg is probably here in this hex, just north of the Mason-Dixon line. It is the winter of 1861 to 1862, November 1861 to February 1862. Last turn, the unthinkable happened, and Major General Ulysses Simpson Grant was killed in battle. So now the Union has to figure out a way to push forward. And while they still have two potential hopes, nothing is guaranteed because leader loss. So I went ahead, as I usually do, and when turn 2 ended, there were still quite a few strength points that had not entered play. The turn ended relatively quickly. So I've added the new strength points. I've gone ahead and rolled for command points. The Union is making the Western Theater their primary, the Eastern Theater their secondary, and the Trans-Mississippi the tertiary, since they have secured Missouri for now. The Confederates have made the Eastern Theater their primary, Western the secondary, and the Trans-Mississippi the tertiary. When I ended up on turn 2, I had pushed Sherman down the Mississippi towards Memphis, but now he's facing off against Joe Johnston and the Army of Mississippi. So the Union is going to skedaddle back to Kentucky as quickly as he can, since Kentucky is now open for business. Rosecrans, I have got to get back across the Mississippi and into the Western Theater so that he can be effective. But in essence, the Army of Tennessee, well, that's not the Army of Tennessee yet. The Army of Tennessee is facing off against two different Confederate armies here, one in Nashville, one in Memphis. But they have many, many units up here along the Ohio on the Kentucky border. But their commanders require either 4 command points to get them moving, or they're horrible in battle, or both. The Federals continue to hide in Washington as we are waiting for, or I am waiting for, not for reinforcements, but for better generals. Right now, Thomas has joined McClellan, so there's a +1 there. But the Confederates have a +6. And they're just sitting there waiting. So, with no further ado, now I got to figure out how to move on without Grant. So, without any further ado, I'm going to roll for initiative, and the Union rolls a 4, and the Confederates roll an 11. That is a dice difference of 7. They have the initiative. They get a free leader or uh, strength point. Let's see who we have in the leaders coming in. We have A.P. Hill, who he would do well in the West. We have Breckinridge. So those are really the only two decent generals, decent one-star generals. Polk will be returning from his wounds. He was wounded in the same battle that Grant was killed in. And then Sterling Price has a promotion coming. Or either that or he got his promotion and then was wounded. Let's see if we can find him anywhere, because I don't think he's over here. Hardy is there with Van Dorn. So we're going to take a free strength point, and we're going to take one here in Fayetteville. And we're going to, let's see, it's 2 command points to build an army. Yes. We are going to build the Army of the West. .210. Oh, so it looks like I didn't take this one off. So Van Dorn may not be a very good leader, but I'm trying to line him up with some commanders who are decent. Delete. Move these over. Like, for example, he has got Hardy. And if I could get A.P. Hill or Breckinridge over there even, he will have an advantage over Curtis, who is still waiting for his promotion. So we have spent 2 of 7. We're going to spend 3 in the West. Unfortunately, Sherman was not able to go. And we're going to decrease this by 1. Clone that, leave it in Memphis. And Johnson's going to head up the Mississippi, and he is going to attack. Actually, that's right. I thought that Sherman had 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete. We're going to add him back into there so that Johnston gets his 2-1. And he goes and he attacks Sherman. Now, I don't think that the river transports have anything to do with this battle because it is not an amphibious landing. So, we quickly, combat charts. Sherman is in the clear. So it is 2-1. And Johnson, does he have anybody else with him? No, Johnson just gets a reroll. So there's no there's no tactical modifiers, just a reroll. So the attacking Confederates, roll a 5. The defending Union Army rolls a 6. So at 4, that's a D2. Or, yeah, D2 at 5. And then the small force with the 6 does 2 to 1. Okay, defender, they do D2 to the defender. The small force just demoralizes Johnston's army. So those 2 are deleted. Let's roll for leader loss. Let's start with Sherman. He rolls a 9. He's okay. And Farragut, I don't think had anything to do with it, but Johnston's okay. But Sherman still goes into the leader pool. So that he comes in back in next turn, not eligible for promotion. Let's see. I just love how they did not choose to use the same key combinations. I'm sorry, but that is completely idiotic. I've designed these games before. And to me, that is a completely idiotic thing. Sorry if you guys are, the people who designed this are listening, but I gotta be honest. So, that is 5 spent. Go over here, take a look. Smith has 2. He has 2. He's in a gap. I got 2 left that I gotta spend. Let's see, what do we want to do? Four there, 2 there, and you have to go a long ways around. I don't want to necessarily spend 2 command points to move 2 strength points. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a leader and we're going to put it in Fayetteville. And we're going to hope and pray that we can get a general that has a decent... We can get Breckinridge or APL. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We re-roll a 6, or ignore a 6 and re-roll. We get a 1 and Price ends up back in Fayetteville, returning from injury. 4. Let's roll again. 5 we ignore. 3. 1, 2, 3. Breckinridge. Well, that's good enough. So that is their 7. So now... Now, Rosecrans may be stuck because he has 1 Trans-Mississippi command point, 1 discretionary command point, and that is not enough to activate him. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend 2 naval command points. And we are going to bring in the fleet. the Mound City, the Cairo, the Pittsburgh, and the Carondelet into Cairo. Oh, come on, guys. All of you can come. 2 transports. And we are going to... Come on, stop doing that. Put the rest of these in Philadelphia, where we have 1 strength point. Turn that so that it is same as the rest of its fellows. So we can move up to 4 strength points. Let's see. So that's 2. And we have Seagull. We are going to... How many does he... So for now, we are going to... We have 5 left. How many Western Command points? We have 6 Western Command points. We're going to spend 3 to activate McDowell. 1, 2, 3. So now he's in command of 6. He can't move again. Then Sedgwick here has 2. How many does this army have? 6. So that would be suicidal. Halleck has 2. So the only person that can really oppose Albert Sidney Johnston is McDowell. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to bring in 2 strength points. Or 2 strength points. Siegel will only be able to activate 2 of them. So, initiative 6 for the Union, 4 for the Confederacy. And that is a dice difference of 2. Right? 6 and 4. Yep. Dice difference of 4. The Union gets to bring in its free reinforcement. We'll put it there in New Albany. Whoops. Didn't want to flip him. Increase. So he is 3rd, he is 5th. So I'm going to... Even if I move Banks down there, I got to remove Halleck. So there's the freebie. What leaders do I have? Do I have Lion waiting to come back in? I have both Lions waiting to come back in. That guy seems to be a bullet magnet. Okay, 1, 2. So Curtis promotion, Lion old, and then Stoneman. I don't know if I should take out the 1-star Lion since his promotion is there. I don't know. I suppose that if the 1-star came in, the game turn could end and his promotion would have to wait. But I'm going to pull a leader. So this is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll ignore a 5 or a 6 and reroll. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1-star Lion. We'll put him in Caro. So we will roll again. Actually, let me rephrase that. Because I was hoping to get Stoneman. And I was going to put him with the Army of the Potomac. But when I got Lion, I just put him in Caro. He should be with the Army of the Potomac. And that actually helps. And then we're going to roll once more for a leader. This leader is going to go to the Army of the Potomac. If it's Curtis, he will go out west. If it's these two, one of these two, they go to the Army of the Potomac. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we roll a 3. 1, 2, 3. So Lion gets his promotion shortly after returning. So the Army of the Potomac with McClellan is starting to shape up decently. They've got 9 strength points to 7 strength points. There's Burnside up there. He gets a bad rap. He's not as bad. Well, I mean, look at this. Look at McDowell. Look at Banks. Look at Halleck. Look at Fremont. Burnside, not so bad. Look at Butler. Butler ended up taking New Orleans, so at least he did something. So the Confederates now have 2, and they're going to spend maybe let's see. E.K. Smith could move somebody. Van Dorn over here could move somebody if we had command points for it. He can't move. He can't move. Ooh, I just thought of something. Ooh. But I have to wait until it's the Union turn. Maybe Sherman did something really, really tricky. So, 2, what do I want to do? I am just going to fill up the Army of Northern Virginia to match. That's all that we can really do. So initiative, 8 for the Union, 8 for the Confederacy. So that is increase. Let's look at our table. Oops, wrong one. Let's look at our table. Command points. 8, 6, 4, 1, 1, 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 3. 6, 4, 1, 1. Come on. and we reroll for initiative. So that's our first tie of the game turn. So the Union rolls a 10. The Confederacy rolls a 5, and that is a dice difference of 5. So we're going to spend 2 command points. Oops, hang on. Let's pull him over here. Let's decrease, clone, and increase. Take those. And we're going to take all of our transports here. And all of our ironclads. And we're going to send them rolling on down the Mississippi. Past Johnston. And we are going to land at Memphis. Memphis, I believe, does have a fortress. It has an intrinsic strength of 1 because of the amphibious operation. So 1 between the 2 transports, and 1 for each of the ironclads. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an 8-1, but the unmanned fortress gets to shoot. Question is, does it shoot as a group? Or does it shoot or does it shoot at the forces as a group, or does it shoot at them individually? Let's see. Okay, so because this was not an overrun, that is destroyed. What do we have now? Memphis is worth 4 victory points. Let's put a U.S. control marker there. So Memphis has fallen to the Union. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And, oh, by the way, let's see, 1, 3, I increased the CP table total from last turn because the very first turn, the table was used twice, and I went 1, 2 rather than 1, 2. So I needed to add 1 to that. So 4 away from production. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Siegel is going to get his ass whipped when Johnston gets back. We've got to get Rosecrans back over there. So that's 1, 2. Let's see, Porter. Yeah, Porter had 2. So we have 3. We're going to have to use 2 Trans-Mississippi and 1 discretionary. To get Rosecrans across that river. And now Johnston is demoralized. Does he get to react? Okay, demoralized army subtracts 1 from its die roll. So instead of 4, 5, or 6, they can react on a 5 or a 6. They roll a 4. So they cannot react. So 1, 2. React again. No. Hold on. Hang on a second. Terrain effects. River. Navigable river. Ground movement point cost. Six. Okay, so that does not cost anything to cross. A 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, I suppose I could have come. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I suppose I could have made it to Memphis to reinforce Memphis. Could I? Hey, bud. That would have been. Let's check the swamp hex is 2. Whoops. So from there, that would have been 1, 2, and he didn't react. 3, and he didn't react. And 4, Rosecrans is now in Memphis, and they have the naval river supply. So now Johnston's in a precarious position, even though he's in supply. So that's 3, 4, 5. So that's the 5. So now the Confederates can do their thing. And they're going to undemoralize Johnston. Let's see. We got 2 left. You really need a leader there in Strasbourg. So we're going to pull a leader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's going to go to Strasbourg here. One, 2, 3, 4. So it's AP Hill. So he still ends up in Virginia. So the Virginians have enough that they might be able to launch an offensive against the Union and hope to draw McClellan out. Two, 1. Actually, either of these guys would be good in the Trans-Mississippi. But both only make to Major Generals. Oh, let's see. So, 1. We're going to add 1 to the Army of Mississippi. Western Strength Point, S. So, the Union rolls a 9, Confederacy rolls a 10. Oh, dice difference of 1. So they're going to take their freebie. And odd, even. 4 odd, even. Heinemann ends up in Nashville. And where can we send Polk? Where can we put the bishop? We will put bishop in New Bern, across from Buell. And that's their one. So the Union's going to add one to Washington because they're going to have to march out of there sooner or later. Union 12. Confederacy 7, so dice difference of 5. The Union seizes the initiative back. So we have 9 Western command points. We're going to spend 3. Oh, we get our freebie first, though. Our freebie's going to be a leader in Cairo. At least we're going to... Actually... In Cairo? No. Army of the Potomac. So, odd, even... It is even. Stoneman goes to the Army of the Potomac. We're going to spend 3. We're going to lurch McDowell into motion. And he is going to head into Kentucky, capturing Lexington and Frankfort and Louisville. And riding the rails all the way down to Bowling Green. And let's put but they do not have control of the state yet. Mill Springs, they've actually got to move on. So how many VPs did we collect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we got to get a force into Paducah. That's 1, 2, 3. So I got 2 more I got to spend. So I'm going to spend 2 more West points. And I'm going to put the Army of the Tennessee into Memphis. Oh, not naval. We want armies. Army of the Tennessee. That is 8. Delete. Delete. And the Army of the Tennessee has an commanding general and a crappy. Oh, I just realized. I don't know why I continually forget this. So, Siegel, leader lost. Damn. Oh, did I say that out loud? Rosecrans, 5. No, he survives. He came close, but he survives. Okay, so now the Confederates are going to spend 3 command points, and they are marching out of they're going to go attack McDowell. And that is going to be a 1-to-1. McDowell surrenders 1 point. Magruder gives the Army of Tennessee a +1, so there's +2 for the Army of Tennessee. They are fighting on the 1-to-1 table, on the 0 table, table E. Both are medium-sized forces. So the Confederate attacker rolls, gets a 1, with +2 is 3. 1, 2, 3. They do inflict 1 strength point of damage. And the Union can't do much worse. 2. And they do a D1. Or they do a 1. So both sides inflict the same damage. 1 and 1. But the Confederates are forced to retreat. So we roll for McDowell, 5. He's perfectly okay. Bring in my leader lost table here. So Breckinridge, right? Is that Breckinridge? Or is that Heinemann? Heinemann. 7. No effect. Magruder. 7. No effect. Pemberton. 4. 1 star. Killed. So Pemberton has been killed at the Battle of Bowling Green. And A.S. Johnston, 8. So the Confederates lose their first leader. Let's take a quick look at what Pemberton would have been like as a 2 star. A 3-0. 3 star. So really it's no great loss to the Confederacy. But neither side is demoralized. That's 1, 2, 3. But I'm surprised that for once McDowell did not get his ass whipped. So let's see. Confederacy has 2 that they can still spend. And we're going to use that to reinforce the Army of Tennessee. So, initiative. Union rolls an 8. Confederacy rolls a 9. Dice difference of 1. They're going to take their free strength point and give it to Johnston. So we have 3 discretionary strength points, 5 east. What kind of leader do we have? None. Two. Let's add one here. To the east, then. Control A, another one in Washington. Control S. Union initiative 6. 6. Table use turn-ins on a 7. So let's look again at 6. Command point 6. 6, 3, 2, 1, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 6, 3, 2, 1. So Union initiative 4, 9 for the Confederacy. Confederacy snatches the initiative. And they're going to spend, well, they get a freebie. So with discretionary, 3, 3. Let's go ahead and add one. How many can we add anyway? So 6. 4. So we get a freebie there. We're going to spend a discretionary. We're going to spend 2. And Van Dorn is going to move out with his army. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, he's leaving his supplies behind. So, just saying. So he is attacking Curtis, who I still haven't put a supply depot there. So it is 4 strength points, so we're at +1. Combat charts. Results table. So we are on the F table. 1, 2. So Van Dorn gets a +2. And Curtis gets 2 rerolls, I believe. I need to check that. Alrighty, so Curtis gets 2 rerolls. So it is 4 strength points. So medium force versus a small force. The attacker rolls a 3. And he has at least a +1. +1, +2. So he rolls a 5. 5d1. The Union defending rolls a 4. and they just demoralize. The best that they can do is demoralize Van Dorn's force. So, demoralize. So they're not going to reroll there. Van Dorn has 2 of them. So, 2, so 8. 8. So 3 through 8. 1, D1, 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 D2, D2. So they're not going to exercise any of the rerolls. They're going to back off. They lose 1 strength point. They are just demoralized. Curtis is demoralized. Flip. So Springfield is worth 1. Right? 1, yes. So they gain 1. USA loses 1. And so now we roll for Curtis. 5. Leader loss. For 5. Oh, he's wounded. So Missouri could actually be in trouble again. Okay, Van Dorn. 5. Breckenridge. 10. And can he be promoted? No. Price. 7. And Hardy. Say 1 star. 8. He survives, and we shall put him in for promotion. So, 2-star leaders. Hardy. That'll be turn 4. Yeah, I don't want to put him in the leader pool because then I get confused. So we need to put, oops, wrong button. Flip that over. So that's 2 out of 5. We're going to spend, do we have another 2 that we can spend? Yes. We can spend 1 Trans-Mississippi and 1 discretionary to rally the troops. We have 1 more to spend. We just brag have 4. So I'm going to put 1 into Staunton. Clone. You go there. So that's 5. So now the Union has 5 that they can spend. So we're going to put that up there. So that's one. We're going to spend a command point to get it on the rail line, to move it and reinforce Pope. So that's 2. 4. We're going to spend 3. We're going to move Burnside across the river and sit him down on the rail line behind D.H. Hill. So now D.H. Hill's out of supply. So that's 5. Let's close that. Now, Union rolls for initiative. They roll a 10. The Confederacy rolls a 7. That's 3. And I am going to take a quick break to run to the restroom, and I shall return. You won't even know that I'm gone. Okay, so the Union gets a free strength point placement. We're going to put it here in Cairo. And then we got 3. We're going to use it to activate Banks. And he's going to be moving down the railway. Not to reinforce McDowell, but to head over to Mill Springs and capture that. So the Confederacy is going to, let's see, Van Dorn's fine. We've got so many Eastern Command points, we need to do something. Let's see. So that would not be moving through a gap. I'm going to spend 1 strength point. Increase that. Then we're going to spend 2 command points. And AP Hill is not going to attack. So, how much would it cost to move through a gap? Terrain effects. Road gap. Ground move. Really? Okay. 1, 2. So they are going to spend 2 D.H. Hill is going to back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 to there. Oh. So that'd be 3. So Union Initiative 6, Confederate Initiative 10. Shift click, Control N. So if we were to take Beauregard and move up to here to attack Burnside, that would leave this wide open. And McClellan could advance unopposed. So we're going to activate Bragg. 1, 2, 3. We're going to be attacking here. 2 to 1. Forest. Yeah. It's 1 column shift to the left. It's 2 to 1. And Bragg has nothing. They have nothing. So 2 to 1. So we're on column H. Bragg has a medium-sized force. They roll a 1. 1. They do nothing to the defender. And the small force rolls a 6. And they demoralize the defender. Or the attacker. He moves back. And he is demoralized. And 8, he survives the battle. So that's 3. There are no leaders left. We're going to reinforce Fredericksburg. So the Union now has 4 that they need to spend. There are 4. There is 2 there, 2 there. Are we going into a... Sometimes you get, oh, wait a second. If we attack there, that would allow the Army of Northern Virginia to potentially strike. Pope. So 1, 2, 3 in Philadelphia. And that gives us 1 more. I've got to get Johnston out of that position. So we'll just go ahead and put one more Western strength point there. Union rolls an 8. Confederacy rolls a 9, maintains the initiative. But they're not going to be able to do much. So what we're going to do is clone that, put that in Corinth. And we got one more left. No Western. No, we can't do, well, we can use the discretionary. And then we will use our other discretionary to reinforce that force. And that's their 1. So, let's see. Moving through forest is 1. 1, 2. So we're going to spend 1 eastern command point. We're going to move from Charleston and reinforce that, but we need to get a leader there. Okay, so Union 7, Confederacy 9. Confederacy maintains the initiative, but still can't do much. F 43. Let's see, 2. They get their freebie. We're going to start building up a force here at Fredericksburg. And they need a leader as well. Oops. That should be 4. Okay, so we still have 1 more we need to spend. We have no more strength points. So we're going to detach Jackson. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have 2 naval command points. We're going to take this force. We're going to attack Fort Fisher. Fort Fisher rolls a 5. And that is naval combat results. Unmanned fortress. One is damaged. So let's clone one. Me. One. So one is damaged. So we're 4.5 to 1. 4.5 to 1. So 4 to 1. 2 column shifts to the left. So we're on the 2 to 1 chart. And it's a small force, unfortunately. So the Union attacks, rolls a 5, plus 1 is 6, and they roll a 6. So the defender, small force, 6d1, they roll a 6, they are demoralized. So Union captures the fort. Actually, let me, because I think this gets sent back. So now Wilmington is in supply. I think this goes back to Philadelphia. So that is their 2. So Fort Fisher has now fallen to the Union. Okay, so Union rolls a 10. Confederacy rolls a 9. Dice difference of 1. So they're going to add 2 to this. And Confederacy two, 1. They have no strength points to use. So we're going to spend a command point in the east. How many are there? Just 1. An unnavigable river is the terrain effects. No effect. So the militia, 1, 2, 3, 4. Move from Fayetteville to New Bern. Union initiative 7, 3 for the Confederates. That's we're gonna spend 2. Oh, hang on. What? Spend 2 to go back to Philadelphia. At some point, we're gonna have to build up a force to send down to New Orleans, because we need to start attacking from the south. How many does he have here? He has 3. 3. So 3. 4. Ooh, we could actually get Halleck to move, maybe. But I don't want him taking over from McDowell. So we get a freebie. Now I don't want him tying up all sorts of troops. How many Union leaders are left? None. Oh, no, Curtis. Wait, what? I thought Curtis was wounded. Must have accidentally put him back in the leader pool. His promotional is not eligible to come out. The Union is definitely in a dire straits as far as leaders go. Oh. Keep banging into my microphone. Okay, so 3 Western command points. Did I take my freebie? I don't think I did, so we'll put clone that, we'll put one there. And no. Not with Siegel. We have 1 naval command point. So we're going to spend that in 1 discretionary, and we're going to move this back to Cairo. Back onto the Ohio River. We have a discretionary strength point. We're going to increase this. And we're going to spend 1, 3, and yes, everybody becomes demoralized, but they need to get the hell out of there. So that's 4. So now, let's see, 10 East command points, 3 West command points. No more reinforcements. 1, 7. So we're going to spend our 3 Western command points. And I'd love to attack McDowell at Bowling Green. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to attack McDowell at Bowling Green again. So it is 7 strength points to 5 strength points, so it's +2 in the open. Combat charge +2. And Albert Sidney gets a +2, one coming from McDowell, and no rerolls. So the Confederates roll F1, +2 is 3. And we're at +2, medium force. 3, a loss of 1 to the defender. And then a 6. And they do a D1 to the Army of Tennessee. Now this is where I'm really beginning to think that maybe with the loss of Memphis, the inability to push into Tennessee, or push into Kentucky, that maybe this is the point where the Army of Tennessee needs to just retreat to Nashville and sit and wait and look at McDowell and tell him to bring it. So S, Control C. Control S. We're going to move 1 to the Army of Northern Virginia. AP Hill really needs a promotion. So maybe we'll try and do like a General Lee next turn. So 6 and 6, and that ends the turn. So it's going to have to wait until the springtime. The Union will hang on to its 9 reinforcements that it still has, but everything else drops to 0 because the turn ends. So on the game track, 1, 2, 3, and we will go ahead and save game as turn 3 end. Yes, we want to replace it. So, not a bad turn for the Union. We need to go through and... Oh, wait a second. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I almost forgot. McDowell, 6. Albert Sidney, 8. Magruder, 5. He could have been wounded. He's a 1-star. Meter loss 5, 1-star wounded. So he won't get any. Well, he's not eligible for a promotion anyway. And then Hindman, 8. It is Hindman, right? Yes. So 1 is eliminated. Delete. 1 is eliminated. Delete 5 strength points versus 4. So A.S. Johnston needs to stop banging his head against Bowling Green and just let it go. Bragg loses 1. Whoops. Control D. And delete that. Is there anybody else demoralized over here? Need to build a supply depot there before I do anything else. I also need to figure out how to move from Fort Fisher to the mainland. I mean, do I just move across? Is it like a navigable river? Or or like a river? Is this like a river? I assume I could just move across, and since I'm in this hex, I can just move into that hex. I don't know. So, no major losses for the Union. But I have I'm gonna have to attack there. Gonna have to attack Burnside. Because I've got to force him off that rail line so that I can get back over there. But for the Union, I've got to capture Mill Springs so I can build a depot there. I need to build one in Lexington so I can create a supply network. And then I can start moving into eastern Tennessee and towards Knoxville and Chattanooga. So, like I said, overall not a bad turn for the Union considering the shock of the last turn. You know, the Union just has to go on. There is, and it's reaching a point to where I've got to get the Army of the Potomac in motion. And got to start hitting the Army of Northern Virginia. I mean, it'll help that Jackson's not there anymore. But I have ideas for Jackson in West Virginia. But he's got to get some combat so he can start advancing. So, anyway, next up is the spring of 1862, March and April. Robert E. Lee will be eligible to enter the game, and he will likely be appearing in Fredericksburg to take control of that force. So, anyway, I'm sitting here just spacing off. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't make too many mistakes that I didn't catch later. We will see how this thing looks and get it posted and work on the next turn. So take care, y'all. I will see you later.